I rise today to speak about Reso 106. As of today, we have vaccines that have proven effective. We have natural immunity amongst so many of our citizens. We have methods of mitigating spread should we need them. And we have treatments that have proven to be tremendously effective given how far we've come since the spring of 2020. So why are we still operating in this state of emergency? How long can the executive branch, both here in the city and in Albany, make laws without the consent and oversight of this body and the state legislature? When will the public have a say on rules that have the effect of law, have drastic ability to change lives? When will they get their say? The problem I have with the current private sector mandate and the public employee mandate is a question of equity. When something's not equal, this body has always stood, at the very least, for giving the public a say. We need to have a hearing on Intro 106 because for too long, our health officials in this city have come to this chamber sporadically, and they've come here in their lab coats with their name and their fancy titles and their degrees next to their name, and they've dictated to us. And that was fine for a while. But with the rates low, with the hospitalization rates tremendously low and the death rates low, how long must we operate in this scenario where this body doesn't have a say in laws that affect the lives of so many of our constituents? I suspect they don't want to come and talk about this resolution or about the mandates. Because despite the fancy lab coats, despite the fancy titles, they can't lecture us on equitable outcomes and equitable access and equitable treatment. When you create an exception for anyone, you lose the scientific high ground and you lose the moral authority. Exceptions for some is inherently equal. So I ask you, colleagues, some of you have neighborhoods where attendance in schools is less than 50% regularly. Some of you have neighborhoods where sanitation doesn't do a great job of cleaning up. Some of you have neighborhoods with high crime. Some of you have neighborhoods where things burn down. Some of you have neighborhoods where the grass grows too high. And yet, our rules are firing city workers who do those jobs, but made the same choice as athletes and performers who we now are excited are going to play. Now, bear in mind, the Yankees or whoever have the best doctors money can buy. Does anyone dispute that? They're spending millions of dollars on someone's athletic performance, and they don't have the best doctors money can buy? No, of course they do. And those doctors are okay, apparently, with some of their players playing unvaccinated around players and staff who are. What does it also say long-term for some of our constituents? Some of our neighborhoods have vaccination rates where 10%, 20% even. Some boroughs have a 10% rate of unvaccinated adults. We're saying that 1 out of every 10, 1 out of every 5 in some neighborhoods, adults are ineligible to work in the city of New York. So now this has to be in our wheelhouse. We have to take a stand. We can't operate in this state of panic forever. We have to restore the authority of this body. And I'm asking you as colleagues to take a stand on the issue. Join me in the resolution. Say you don't support the mandates and the treatment of our city employees and our private sector employees as pariahs. They can't work in this city. What are they going to do? They're going to leave. Or don't sign on to the resolution, but at least have the courage to say to your neighbors, I don't want you to work in this city anymore. We don't value your performance of the job that up until a few months ago we actually did value. So I ask you, friends and colleagues, please sign on to Intro 106. Please support having a hearing on this. Please support, at the very least, just having a hearing on this so the health commissioner could come here and explain how basketball players are less threatening to the public from COVID spread than the person selling hot dogs. Thank you.